Hi guys, Colin from computerclasses.ie here. Remember, if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the wee bell so you get a notification whenever I upload new videos. So in this lecture today, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at iMovie. We're going to have a look at how we can create a movie from start to finish in as quick a time as possible. Don't worry about being creative or anything like that. We're just going to look at how we would do the actual process. So first things first, we're going to click on iMovie down here at the very bottom and it's going to open up for us. Now we're going to do a quick tour just of this screen just so we know where everything is. Very top left hand corner, you can see here we have the iMovie menu bar. And this menu bar is contextual. It's going to change depending with the context. So if you're working in iMovie, this is going to be an iMovie menu bar. If you go to Safari, it'll be a Safari menu bar, or Microsoft Word, it'll be a Word menu bar. If I click on Microsoft Word down here at the bottom, you'll see it's going to change to a Word menu bar straight away up at the very top here. You can see down Microsoft Word. If I click back down onto iMovie, it then changes back to an iMovie menu bar. So that's important to know about Apple in general. Then we have the traffic light button, so the close, minimize, and then the full screen button. So in a second, I'm going to put it to full screen just so you can get the best benefit of it. We have our libraries here on the left-hand side. Now I'll go into a wee bit more detail in libraries in a second. This is our import media section. We're going to use this later on whenever we go to take our clips and our videos into it. And then here we have our projects button. So our projects button, if we click on it up at the very top here, you can see we have two tabs, media and projects. When you open iMovie for the first time, you may be sitting on this projects button and it's the create new option there. And you can do that. You can just click on the create new button and you can create a movie or a trailer. A movie is where you put your video clips together. So stitch your video clips together. Whereas a trailer, Apple have created a template for you and you put your videos into that template. So you're kind of a wee bit more stuck to what they want you to do if you're using a trailer. Whereas with the movie, you can be more creative. Okay, so that's the projects tab up at the top here. When you create different projects, they're going to all be laid out here. So the different movies that you're going to create. I'm going to click back on the media and I'm going to explain the reason for doing this. When you create a project, so just say for example, if you're going to a sister's birthday party or you're going to a friend's wedding or something like that, I always like to create a new event for it. An event is like a folder and it packages everything up inside that folder. So you're not going to have the stuff from the wedding mixed up with the birthday party or whatever the case is, whatever the events that you're going to is. So the way we do it is on your iMovie library here on the left hand side, there's two options. You can go to File and New Event up at the top, or you can secondary or right click. So anyone that's new to Mac, a secondary click. If you're on a trackpad in a MacBook, it's a 2-finger click and it will give you this right click menu. So anyone coming from Windows or anything like that will know the right click option. So we're going to right click, new event. It creates the new event here for us. And what we do is we just type in the name of the event. I'm going to call it holidays. You can put capital letters in if you want there. So we just click it. Now, what we've done is we've created kind of like a box. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put into that box, we're going to put our project, we're going to put our clips and the pictures and anything we want to put into our movie. So it just keeps everything nice and safe and simple and it's not mixing up different things, okay? And as you go on ahead, you can export these that they're not there when you're finished with them, okay? So we have our event here on the left hand side. And the next thing we have is the import media button. Now, once we go to import the media, you're going to be given a couple of options like where do you want to import the media from? So there's a couple of different places you can take your media from. One could be a USB drive, so a flash drive or a pen stick. Different people have different names on them. Others could be directly from your iPhone, okay? So you could plug your iPhone in and take the media directly from there. You could also take it from the Photos app on your Mac, or you could take it from a hard drive or from any other place on your computer or a camera you're connecting in with an SD card in it, something like that. So there's a load of different places you can take that from. So we're going to click the import media button and we're going to look at the way it works. So we click on import media here and you see it's going to open up this window in the middle of your screen here. So it gives you different things here. So if you wanted to, you could import directly from your FaceTime camera. You could take it from your hard drive, or these are our favorites folder. So our user file, and we also have our desktop. Now I have a folder full of videos that I took on my desktop. So that's going to be the easiest thing for me to import. So I'm going to click on desktop. You can see here I have iMovie videos, and I'm just going to import the whole folder. We're going to take it all in. I'm going to click import selected. If you wanted to only do a few of them, you could double click into it and you could select the individual videos like that. Okay, I'm going to just select one. I'm going to hit Command and A. That'll select them all for me. And then I'll import all. But by all means, if you only wanted to do it. So when you wanted to import your own videos, what you could do is you would go to the location where they are. So if you plug in an iPhone or a USB now, they would appear up on this left-hand side here beside these other options. And you would just select from them then. Or if they were in your documents, you could go into your documents folder here or your downloads folder, or if you had them on Google Drive or anywhere like that. Okay, so that's the way we take them in. I'm clicking on desktop again, I'm going to iMovie videos and I'm going to import selected. Now I want to show you something really quick whenever I import. It's going to flash up on the screen. You mightn't get that much time to see it. This computer is brand new, so it's not going to have much problem rendering the files or getting them ready. When we import the videos, iMovie is going to try and analyze them to see what's in the videos. You know, if there's people in them, if there's sound in them, background noise, the lighting, all them different things. So it's going to have a wee clock on them, so you'll see it. So as soon as I click import selected, I'm going to put them all in. It's importing the videos, and you can see this is the wee clocks here, or the wee round circle. So you can see at the bottom corner of each. Now as iMovie gets through them, so you can see this one here, for example, it's 9.6 seconds and it's analyzing the video there. So what it's doing is it's just looking and seeing what is the video, what's involved in it. Okay, so there you can see it's done. So it doesn't be long getting through the videos. Obviously, depending on the MacBook you have, it might take a wee bit longer, but if you find it's taking longer, you can walk away, you can use the videos. So this is our clip bin, okay, that's what we call it. It's a clip bin, and this is where all the clips are that we are after importing. Now these are all different videos of different things, and you can see that I'm just moving my finger or my mouse across it, depending on whether you're using a mouse or a trackpad. This is called scrubbing. So we're just moving across. You can see that orange line there is the playhead, and I'm just moving across it, and in the preview window over here, it's showing me exactly what's happening there. So you can see that's the way that we look at the videos. Now in this, we're not going to go into too much detail about the clip bin, but what we could do is we can go into different videos. I just clicked on that one there, and we can favorite a video, we can reject it, or we can rate it. Okay, so if we wanted to go through, we can now, if we wanted to be very precise about it, we could have all our clips there. And we could go in and we could say, yeah, favorite, or whatever we wanted. So that later on, when it comes to putting him into your video, you know which one's your favorite. I'm not going to do that now because we want to get this lecture done as quick as possible. The main thing of this is just to get the main details in. I have a full iMovie course available. I'm going to put a link here, so you'll be able to click on it, and that will take you directly to the full course if you want to go into more detail like that. But in this, we just want to get the bones of it done. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we have our media in. We want to now go and we want to create a movie. Okay, and main thing is click on your holidays folder over on the left hand side, because this is where we want everything to go, our movie. We can go to File up at the top corner, up at the top in the menu bar, and we can click on New Movie. So I'm going to click on it. It automatically creates this new movie inside that holidays event. So that's why I think at the start it's good practice just to go and do that 20 seconds work about creating a new event so that you can work inside that event. So straight away it shows us, we're going to go down, we're going to have a quick view of this window, make sure we know where all the places are. Again, we have our libraries over here at the left hand side, and the libraries hold the events. Okay, so the libraries is the main thing, and inside the libraries we have the different events then. We have the clips and the media that we imported. Now I just have pictures and pictures in here, and I have videos. So they're just video clips and pictures right the way across. And if you had any sound or any music, you can put it in. I'm not going to put in music for this lecture because with copyright issues and that, I don't want it to be flagged up. So, but by all means, if you're using it for yourself, you can put any music that you want in it. Once you're not trying to make money out of it or anything, uploading it on YouTube. If you're uploading it on YouTube, just be careful about the sounds or the music that you use. Okay, so we can go through here, and if you can see again, we can look at all the different videos here. We can also favorite, reject, we can take them from the event, we can delete them from there, and we can select different clips. At the top here, you can see we have My Media, Audio, Titles, Backgrounds, and Transitions. Now, as we get through this lecture, we're going to have a look at each of them. Okay, on the right-hand side then, we have this preview window. So the preview window, you'll be able to see now in a second what the preview window is like whenever we start getting things in down here at the bottom. We have our editing buttons here at the top. So these buttons are going to allow us to be able to fine tune any wee bits of the video or the clip that we want. Things like color, balance, correction, we can crop. If you have maybe a shaky video, you can do that there. We can remove or higher or lower the volume. We can remove the background noise. So if there's maybe a lot of wind or something like that, we can speed it up. So slow motion or fast forward. We can apply filters, so black and white, any of that kind of thing. And then this gives information on the clip. So for example, if I click on a clip, this one here, click on the information, and you can see when the video was taken, the 16th of December 2015, and the duration of the video, and it hasn't been shared yet. Okay, so these videos are all here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by having a look down at the bottom here. This is your timeline. Now, regardless of the video editing program that you're going to be using, your timeline is going to be very important, whether it's iMovie, Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, anything like that. Your timeline is where you are going to drop your videos into. So think of your timeline at the bottom like a video editor's table. So you have different bits of clips or different bits of the video clips, and what we're going to do is we're going to lay them out in a pattern. So we're going to put one, the next one, all these different video clips down at the bottom here, and then in the end we're going to create our video with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get straight into it, and you'll see the way this timeline works at the bottom here. You may get it hard to see. I don't think I can zoom in. I can on this laptop. This laptop is literally only out of the box. So I'm going to take away this dock at the bottom. Option Command and D will take that dock away from the bottom for you. And I'm going to just go full screen because we want to get the best of it so we can see it. So down at the very bottom here, I'm just using the accessibility options on Mac there to be able to zoom in. So the dock you can see comes back whenever I scroll down to it. Okay, so you can see these are videos. So it says drag and drop video clips and photos from the browser. This is the browser you can see here to start creating your movie. At the bottom, it's going to be very hard to see for you, but you can see there's a small music note. I'll zoom in even more. There's a small music note there, and this is where we're going to drop any music. So if you might see, if you wanted to have maybe videos with music playing in the background, we would put the videos here in the video section. I'll zoom out again so you can just see it properly. The videos here in the video section, and then the music here. So the two of them are playing hand in hand. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to zoom back out just so you can see the full benefit of the screen, and I'm going to select our first video. So the first video that we have is, I'm going to scroll down here, first video. Now I will make these videos available in a link in the description that you can use them. They're copyright free, the ones that I created. So I'm going to take this video here. It's just a small 2-second long video, and it's going to be for our starting point. So I'm selecting the video. It's 2.5 seconds long. We click on it, it selects it. There's a plus here at the bottom corner. Click on the plus and it's going to put it in. So that's our first video in. Now, before we go on and start putting other videos in, I want to go down and I want to look at this video in more detail. So you can see the video has gone in. It has a blue line down at the bottom, and the blue line that you can see at the bottom there is the audio on the video. So this is the audio that was captured with the camera while taking the video. If I play it through, I'll play it through now. I'm going to have to, it might be a wee bit noisy for you, but we'll play it through. So you can see the preview window over on the right hand side. If I click play, I'm going to click my playhead. You can see this is my playhead, and as I move my mouse across it, it's showing the playhead. So that line we can see there is your playhead. So a good way to look at the playhead works like a bird's eye view. So you imagine yourself looking, so you can see my mouse here that's shaking. I'm looking down on top of this video. The playhead shows in the preview window exactly whatever it's looking down on top of. So as it moves across that video clip, whatever it can see, it shows in the preview window. That's the easiest way to look at it. So you can see here, as I move across, if you look at the preview window up at the top right corner, you can see that the preview window is moving as I scrub across it, okay? So this is the volume that was selected. I'm going to click at the start of it and I'm going to play it. And once we play, I'm going to click on the play button over here in the preview window. So you can hear the volume that's coming there. So it's just background noise, cars coming and that type of thing. If you wanted, I'm going to zoom in to show you. If you wanted, you can see when I hover across it, I get an up and down arrow. If I click, I can drag the volume down or up, depending on what I want. I'm not going to use any volume in these videos because I'm going to put music to the background. A lot of it is just cars in the background. So I can take the volume down fully. Later on, I'll go and do it all together. So you can see I've took the volume of it. If I click on play now, you can see it plays through with no volume. Okay, so that's the volume options, and that's what this blue thing is at the bottom here. These two wee balls that you can see, I'm going to put the volume back up again to 100% or very close to it. These two balls here that you can see down at the very bottom right hand corner. You can see left and right, you have this wee circle here, the blue circle. This allows you to ramp the volume in. So you can see I'm ramping it in. So what that means is the volume will be off at the start and it will kind of fade in. So that's what them balls are for. And there's one over at the other end here. You can see we have the same here that we could fade the volume out. I'll play it through. You mightn't be able to hear the benefit because it's just pure noise here. So it just gets louder till it's at its full volume and then back down again. I'm going to turn the volume down on that. Okay. So that's the volume down. It won't matter. We don't need to put them back. Okay. Quick tip for you. If you want to play at any time, just hit the spacebar and it plays. Spacebar stops. So that saves you going up and pressing this play button here. Okay, the next thing we want to look at is the timeline. So we were looking at it till I got away off there. So we have the first video in. We have this small black line in between at the end of the clip. That's the end of the clip. It's the transition. We look at it later on. We now want to put our second video clip in. So we're going to put a second video clip in. We're going to go through the video clips. I'm going to use one. It's one here. It's one of like a car coming down to a roundabout. You can see here it's a car coming around. Now this is an 11-second video. I don't want to put 11 seconds in here. So what I want to do is I want to select just a portion of that video. And the way we do this is you have to hold your finger on the R key. So do you see that? If I go to select the video, so click and drag, it won't select the video for me. It just selects all 11 seconds. But if I hold my finger on R, so R for Rambo, it allows me then to go where I want. So I hover across it. I just want my video to start as that car comes in, like that. I click, I drag across until the car gets to the roundabout, maybe like that. There's 5 seconds long of a video, and I just take my finger off the R key then. So now you can see out of the 11 seconds video, I only have a wee bit selected here that's in yellow. I'll just zoom in for you just so you can see it. I only have a wee bit selected that's in yellow. If you wanted to maybe fine tune it a wee bit more, so you could just click it and you could drag a wee bit more if you wanted, or a wee bit less. But without holding that R key down, you wouldn't be able to use that. So exact same thing now. You can click on the plus and it'll put it in at the end. Or what I like to do is click it and drag it down and you can place it. It gives you more freedom to be able to know where you want to put it. Okay, so we've our 2 videos in here. Total of the movie so far is 7 seconds, so it's not very long, and this isn't going to be a long movie. It's only to show you how to use it. Okay, over on the right hand side here, you can see we have a sliding bar. Now this sliding bar can slide from left to right here, and what it does is it changes the magnification or the zoom of the timeline. This video is 5 seconds long, and you can see it says 5 seconds down here. It will always be 5 seconds, but if I click and drag it down, you can see it, although it looks shorter, it just means that it's taking up less space on your Zoom. Think of it if you're trying to create a Word document or a Microsoft Word or a Pages document. If you have an A4 page and you're printing it out, it doesn't matter whether the zoom is set high or low. So if you can see the page in big or small, it's still going to print out the same thing. So that's the way this is. So it just allows you to be able to see more of your timeline that you can stitch things in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of videos here with you, show you how to do it, and then you can go ahead and add your videos to it. So what I'm going to do is, the next video we're going to do is maybe one here. We have a video here of this one here we'll take in. It's just of seagulls, and they're flying. The seagulls are flying. I'm going to put a portion of it in. I'm going to select all, and I'm going to click and drag. I'm going to put maybe 10 seconds or 7 or 8 seconds of the video in, and I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it down, and you can see I'm just placing the videos there as we go. Now I'm not going to try to be too creative with this. I'm not going to really put much thought into the way the video looks or anything. We're just trying to get videos in. You can take more time on them as you're doing it, but you can see it's just wash, rinse, repeat. It's select the video clip, put it in. Select the video clip that you want, put it in. If you were doing something obviously that you wanted to look better, or you wanted it to be more meaningful, you would take more time in looking at the videos that you're putting in. Okay, so don't comment and say that it's not very creative or it's not a good video. We're not going for that. Okay, so you can see we have a couple of videos in. The sound is up on them all. I'm going to just turn the sound down on all the videos. So I'm just clicking that line, dragging it down. You might take a wee bit longer. Just hover across it until you see it. We're going to put in another few videos now to see can we get a couple of videos in. You can see I'm going to zoom in for you now before we do it. You can see that these videos have an orange line on it, and what that means is that portion of the video has been used. So this video hasn't been used yet. While we're here, I'm just going to select a portion of the video, maybe 5 or 6 seconds of it. I'm going to click the plus. It's going to put it into my video, and there you can see it has that playhead. Now I didn't even look where that video was going, so I should have made sure that my playhead was in the right place. Okay, so you can see it just went straight in there at the end. Okay, so you can keep going, selecting videos right the way through, adding them in. I'll put a few more in. There's a couple of seconds, and you can see that I'm moving my mouse. I'm going to show you, it's going to be very hard to see it, but if I go a wee bit over to the side, you can see that as I scrub across this, in the preview, it's showing exactly what's happening. So if I wanted to bring the video in just as them people are walking into the clip, I can hold R, select the video, and put it like that. Okay, and then I can click and drag it down to the bottom. So you can just keep clicking and dragging down right the way to the very bottom until you have all your videos done right the way through. I'm going to put in, I want to get about a minute long video that we have. We'll have this video here maybe. Okay, so as you can see, not taking too much time with it, dropping them in. Okay, you can also add pictures into it. If you had photographs there, you could put them in. I don't think that went in there. You could also add the photographs in for you right the way across. Okay, if you do need more room, don't be afraid to drag your sliding bar out, and you can see it just gives you more space for your video. And we're going to put that video in then, so it's 5 seconds. We've about 50 seconds gone now. We'll put a bit of this video in like that, and then we will put in this video at the very end. So just this one, it's only a couple of seconds long, like that, at the very end. So we've about 1 minute and 3 seconds now. Now I keep saying don't worry if the video doesn't look what it should look or anything. This is just something very quickly that we're doing, and we're putting the volume down on them, so we don't need the volume on it. Okay, one thing I might show you is about the volume. I'm going to work with this clip here. Okay, so this clip of the people that's coming in here, I'm going to zoom my timeline back out so you can see it. So, and I'm going to go back over so we can see, you can see there's a scroll bar at the bottom there. So this video here of the people, so you can see, you can move it in and out so that you can get more editing space, or so that you can see it better. if I played this video clip through, okay, so you can hear there's a lot of noise in the background. It's all wind noise, it's background noise. So what we can do is if we click on the clip here, we can go up to the very top here, and in the volume you can see there's noise reduction. So if I click on the noise reduction, it's them lines. I'll zoom in just so you can see it. Noise reduction there. If we click on it, you'll see it gives you options here, so you can reduce the background noise. Now, I'm going to, before I press it, I'm just going to zoom in down here at the bottom, just to show you the noise that there is. So you can see here, there's a good bit of noise there, and it's just pure wind noise. And you can see the way it goes up and down. So I'm going to click on this. I'm then going to click on noise reduction. And I'm going to say reduce background noise. Now it might take a wee second to do it. I'm going to put it up to maybe 70 or 80%. So it's reducing a good bit of the background noise. And what we're going to go then is I'm going to click down here just so you can see it. And I'm going to zoom in down at the bottom. And you can see what it has done now is it's reduced a lot of this background noise. And it's going to have any prominent noises to it. Okay, so it's going to have any, like, seagulls are going to remain in it. But any noise that's constant right the way throughout, it will remove it. It's a good idea if you're recording videos. So if you're recording videos like I'm doing now, for example, I would just, when I start recording, sit in the room for maybe 5 seconds at the very start. And what that does is it allows the computer to pick up the profile of the room. So what noises is there about? Maybe the computer fan or background noises like that. And then it can take them out. But if you don't do that, it doesn't know anything to take out of it. So you can see here, if I play it across, now I haven't tried this, so I don't know what it's going to be like, but I can see looking at it, it removed a lot of the background noise. So if we play it through, okay, so you can hear it has removed a lot of the wind noise. It has them big spikes because they're very prominent, but it has removed a lot of that hum and the hiss, and you can see it left the seagull there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press undo, Command and Z to show you the difference. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the background noise. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to play it through so you can hear it. I'm going to put it on. I'll leave it up to 88% or whatever it is. I'm going to play it through now. Okay, so you can hear the hum's gone. If we do it on maybe this one here, this one's probably a lot less windy. It was taken in a street. I'm going to go to 100% here. And if I play this one through, I'll try it, take the volume of it. Click on it, reduce background noise, turn it up. Don't turn it up too much, because if you turn it up fully, it'll just do everything. It'll cloud it out nearly. Okay, so that's a lot better example. You can hear it. It just has the prominent noise. It has removed that hum. I'll take it off just to show you. So can you hear that noise? Hopefully you can hear that coming through the camera. Okay, so that's noise reduction. That's how you'd use it. Again, in the full course, I'll put a link again there for you to see it. In the full course, you would be able to go into more detail on them things. Okay, so we have our videos there. I'm going to zoom out just so we can see back at the video again. And what we want to do is we want to have a look quickly at these options at the top. So the videos there, we're not going to spend too much time putting videos in. It's all the same. Wash, rinse, repeat right the way through. Okay. The next thing we want to do is we want to add a bit of audio to it. So I'm going to click on the audio up at the very top here so you can see audio here. And there's different options. I'm just clicking on I'm going to click out of it. So on the audio, you can see here you can select to filter different things. So you can have sound effects, whatever it is, maybe jingles, different things like that. I'm just going to go to theme music. I'm going to put in a wee theme music, and I'm going to maybe play this simple one. You can preview it if you want. Okay, so you can hear it's just a nice thing, or playful. So maybe we'll use that playful one. Okay, it's about a minute long. This modern is very close to the time. Yeah, this modern. You can see my video is 1 minute and 3 seconds. The modern sound is 1 minute and 2 seconds, so it's perfect. So what we do is we click on it, and I'm going to just drag it down just the same as we did with the movie, and I'm going to position it here. Okay, now there's two ways of doing this. You can put it at the bottom like that, and it goes into your iMovie clip, or you can click on it like that. And I'm going to zoom in to show you. Okay, now this is something people ask questions about the whole time. Do you see this wee connector here? What that does is it connects it to your videos, so it stops everything from moving about. So what I would say is keep it up in the other one. It doesn't make any difference. It still plays the exact same, but if it's connected there, it just means that it's not going to move for you. Okay, so we're going to move out. So I'm going to turn the volume down. We don't need it up to 100% for this, and you can see it's here at the bottom. It's quite loud, so I'm going to turn it down, so we just do it the exact same way as when we had the audio on the videos. So we go to this line at the middle, click it, drag it down maybe 25 or 28%. You know you can put it up or down when you're doing it. I'm going to do the same at the start. So do you remember the wee ball that we had, or the wee circle at the start? We can fade the music in so that it's coming in, so it's not on at the very start. So if I play it from the very start, you can see. Okay, so it plays away there. Okay, now, so this video is looking a wee bit amateur still. So what we want to do is we want to put a title on it. Okay, I'm going to turn that music down. It still seems a wee bit loud. We're going to put a title on it. So up at the very top here, we have titles. So if we click on titles, you can see iMovie gives you a number of different titles right the way across. And as you scrub across them, you can see it's showing you different options here. Okay, now before we do my titles, I'm going to put my music down back into this section here, just to leave it, because it will move now when I do my title. I want to show you two different titles. So here we have different titles. So we will do this. I'm going to use this one here. It's called Pixie Dust. And I'm going to use this one just as an example. Now it is quite gimmicky, but we'll use it. So we click on the title and we drag it down. I'm going to show you two ways. I'm going to put it at the start of our movie right here. So you can see at the start of the movie, I'm going to title it. I'm just going to call it Alvor. That's the village where them videos were taken. And if I click here at the very start, you watch in the preview window up at the very top. We play it. It does our title, and then it goes into the video there. So it's straightforward enough. Now I'm going to delete it because I just clicked on it and pressed the delete button on the keyboard, or the backspace button on the keyboard. Now instead of putting it at the start of the movie, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it at the top of the movie. So you can see I'm going to connect it on to the top like that. So instead of being at the start, taking up a full clip, I put it at the start, at the top. And what that does now is it plays across the movie. So I'm going to change my title now. I'm going to put Alvor in for the title. And I'm going to click back to the start. And now if you watch the window here at the top, I click on play. You can see the effect is a lot longer. Now we don't need it to be as long as that. We can click it and we can bring it back. So I'm going to zoom in just to show you how to do this. So you can see here, it has the yellow box around it. I can just click it and bring it back to where I want it to finish. I have to put my playhead there maybe just to snap it to it. Okay, like that. Now, so that's allowing me to be able to put it in. So that's your title. Now you can do a title across anything right the way across it, and it'll do it for you. And there's a load of different titles there. You can see they all are. So if it's at the start, it takes up a full screen. If you put it on top of your movie, it plays across the front of it. So it's quite a nice thing to be able to do with it. Now, next thing we want to look at the top here is our backgrounds. We're not going to go into too much detail of backgrounds, but we have one here. We have maybe a map that we could put in. It's going to create it for me. This is the first time it was opened on this computer. So we can select the map and we can drag it in if you wanted to put it at the very start, and you can see you could have it there. So you could do a map background. I'm not going to do the maps now at this minute because it would take too long to get into it. But you could just do the maps and you can put a start and finishing point. In the full course, we would do them maps and have a look at them. You can also do things like a curtain raise or anything like that. So these are all your backgrounds that you could put before your title. So instead of having that black screen that we had earlier, you could have these things in the background. Okay, the next thing we want to look at is transitions. Now, transitions are when your video goes from one clip to the next clip, it's quite choppy, or my video rather. So if I click and play, you'll see when it's this bit here. Do you see this black bit down at the bottom here? You can see it. So this wee black line, this is the split between them here. Now, depending on what you want to do, if you want to create a fast-paced video, so something like a car show or a sports show, that's perfectly fine. You would do what's called a cut, so it just goes one to the next and it creates a kind of a speed. But something like this here is kind of more relaxed. So we want it to nearly feel as if one video is fading into the next video. And the way we do it, so you can see when I scroll across it, you can see one video's gone and the other one's there. You can see that. It's just quite jumpy. So what we do is we want to use them. So there's different ones and you can see as I scroll across them, it's showing me the different videos or the different transitions, the way they look. Okay, some of them again are quite gimmicky, whereas other ones are nice. So you can see this cross zoom. Okay, so if I click on it, and what I want to do now is I want to drag it down and I just want to place it in between the two videos. So if I play my video now, so you watching the preview window up the top, my preview window will go, and there it gives you that wee bit of, maybe it looks a wee bit more professional. And you could keep doing that right the way through it. So you could use different ones right the way through it, depending on what you're going to want. I'm not even going to look to see if they look okay. I'm going to put them in just to show you the different videos. Now again, we're not here to create a masterpiece. We're just here to learn how to use iMovie. So you would just keep adding them in as you go way through it. We're not looking at it. We're not trying to create a masterpiece. We just want to create the videos. Now, I know looking at this is not going to look well, but we're just putting them in there. I'm just clicking and dragging. I'm not even looking to see what they look like. And we can do it right the way through it. Okay, so there's the video. Then at the end, you could do something like maybe fade to black, and it would go, and then it would fade to a black screen. Okay, so there's our video. 1 minute, 1 seconds. The audio is the same. We can make sure it's fading out at the end. So we want it to get lower at the end, the video. So that's our video right the way through it. We can click and play it if you want. You can preview it in the main screen here. You can see it's gonna go right the way through it. I'm just gonna turn the volume of it down a wee bit. We can play it right the way through. You can see there are different bits and pieces. As I say, full course would go into a lot more detail about how to maybe do things like slow motion and do different things. And you see that even that camera's a wee bit shaky there. We would use that for stabilizing. We would do that. Okay, right away. Do be sure to visit computerclasses.ie and you'll see other tutorials there for it. And you can see right the way through. We have a video there. Just going to get to the end now very shortly. Okay. And it'll get back to the end and it's going to fade to black and the music is going to fade down. So you can see there we got it right the way through. Now, that's our video there done now. Only a minute long. I keep stressing it. All the other things we can do here right the way through across the top. We could add pictures to it again. I will if you go subscribe to my channel, there is a tutorial there about how to add photographs to your videos and how to create like a birthday party surprise where you have all the pictures with the music in the background. We have things like green screen that we can add to it. We have slow motion. We have different filters. So for example, we click on a filter. There's people walking in through here. The filter's up at the very top here. We could click on it. And if we wanted to, we could put it on to maybe black and white or whatever we wanted. So, or sci-fi, here's a black and white one. Okay, it's not going to look well, but we'll do it. If I play my way through it. So, we go right the way through it. So, again, I keep saying this, in the course, we would have far more time to go over this. You get all the practice material. I will give you the videos that you can practice here for this one. We'd have more time to go over and back and fine tune all these different things to make sure that we have as good of a video as possible. The last step then with your video, when you're finished creating your video, is click on the share button up at the very top. Now, my advice for anybody is you'll see here you can share it to Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, Vimeo, anything like that, or an email. I always tell people, just export it as a file, okay? Even if you're putting it up onto YouTube, export it as a file on your hard drive or on your USB or wherever it is first. Then you can upload it then, because you want to know that everything's right. You want to have that copy of it. You want to make sure you can always put it up on Facebook then, or put it up on YouTube then, or Instagram, or whatever the case is. But you want to make sure you have that file done. So I always tell people, click on file, that'll do it. It opens up here. Do be sure, so you can see you can scrub across it. You can have a quick look at what the video looks like. Put your name that you want to put in, so Alvo Portugal. Okay, in the description, if you're going to upload this on YouTube or anything like that, do make sure you put your description in, because that's how it picks up what the video is about. I'm not going to bother here. Put in your tags, so maybe Alvo, Portugal, or whatever tags you think you need. If you're uploading it or if you're doing anything with it, you can also search later on for it. Format then, video and audio, so it's going to put both out. It's going to put video and audio. The resolution, you can see here, we can only downgrade resolution, so we can't upgrade it, okay? It doesn't work, and it's just not physically possible. If you take 1080 HD, so in the course we'd explain about this, but if you have 1080 HD video that you took on an iPhone or something, you can only make a movie 1080. You can't make anything higher. If you can put it 720 or 540 if you want. If you have a 4K video, you could put it less. So the quality can only be downgraded, it can't be upgraded. So always make sure that you're taking videos in as high a quality as possible. And when you're taking your videos like this, always like that. Now, there is a argument to say now that people are taking them like this for Instagram and that, but like that, you notice all the videos are like that. There is ways around it, but if you can take them all in landscape mode, that's the way your screen is on your computer, the majority of them. So it's the way your television is, so it's the way you're going to watch it back. If you don't, you'll have the black lines around it, but we will talk about that in another lecture. So the resolution is a big thing. You can only export at whatever resolution that you import at. Okay. The quality, you can see if I put it to low quality. So this is the size of the file, relatively small. If I put it to low quality, the size is a third of what it was. I put it to medium quality, it's 105. If I put it to high quality, 156. Best ProRes is over a gigabyte. Okay, so it's going to put it out as best as it can, and then custom. So remember, this is only a minute long video. It's 1080 HD or 1080p HD, so it's not going to be 4K or anything like that. And then compression then, so do you want it to go faster or better quality? I'm going to leave it at better quality because it's not going to take too long to compress this. And we click on next. It might ask you, where do you want to put it? Okay, I'm just going to put it to my desktop. Again, that's not good practice because Mac works differently than Windows. If you export something to your desktop, or if you have a number of files in your desktop, Mac has preview mode. So preview mode is where you can preview the file. But what it does is it keeps all these files in preview mode. So if you have hundreds of files on your desktop, it has them all in preview mode. So it's using up a lot of resources that you don't need. Put them into a folder and that stops that happening. So again, course there for that. Okay, so I'm going to save it just to my desktop. You'll see it's going to go with a wee clock up here, up at the top corner. There's a wee clock here, and you can see, I'm going to zoom in to show you. It's not taking long. This computer's new, so it's not taking long. Usually a minute to export per minute of movie at 1080. If it's 4K, it's going to be longer. So you can see mine's exporting fairly quick there. Once it's done, it'll say it's complete. So it'll go right the way around like a clock. It's nearly there now. It'll come up with a wee notification saying, I'm finished, I've done. And then we'll go to the desktop and we'll have a look at it and see. So you can see there, share successful. So your movie was successful. You could show it straight from there or you can close it. I'm going to minimize my window here. Okay, so go out of full screen and minimize it. And there's Microsoft Word open from earlier. You can see here we have a video, Alvo Portugal. We're going to double click on it. It'll just open in QuickTime Player. And you can see you can play away at it there, and there's your finished movie for you, ready to put wherever you want or do whatever you want with it, and it goes right the way through. You can see it's not that bad looking actually for something that we done in a couple of minutes. Okay, you could take more time with it. Now, do be sure that if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, because that's the way more people will see it, and that's what keeps me going. I look for the likes. If you did enjoy iMovie and you want to learn more about it, I'll leave a link in the description that you can click, and that'll give you a special student discount, and it's lifetime access to it. So every time iMovie's updated, you'll be able to go back and redo the course and learn what's new in iMovie. And another thing, subscribe to the page, because any new videos that I put out on Mac or Windows, whatever you want, you will get a notification of the new video, so you'll be able to see exactly what's new and what's happening at the minute. Okay, so Colin from computerclasses.ie, thanks for watching.